Hello there, I'm Adam and I am making this video to give you guys full insight of what happens during a nerve transfer surgery. So basically this video is just the start of the procedure on the road to recovery. Now I may be exaggerating this slightly, I'm a little bit of a wuss, but to give you guys the full information of what's happened to me here. Last year I was washing up and the sponge slipped out my hand, and just to cut a long story short, it went straight through my thumb, blood everywhere, insane. I'm lucky I didn't lose my thumb, put it that way. So after cutting halfway through my thumb, as you can imagine, I've cut through some important things there, tendons. The main thing is the nerve. I've lost feeling in one side of my thumb. Now, you may think that that's okay because you can't feel your thumb, which I've had a lot of people say to me, oh, you can't feel your thumb, what's the problem? But actually, I mean, whoever's watching this may understand, but having that numb area of your body on your hand is very uncomfortable, and the only way I can explain it is it feels like a big blister on your hand, like a piece of flesh on your hand, which you can't really feel, and it is uncomfortable. So like I said, I've cut through a nerve. Now this nerve, imagine the nerve's got a casing, and within that casing of nerves there's hundreds of strands of little nerve lines, and so what's happened is I've cut through this main nerve, but not all of it, and I'm very lucky because if I would have cut through all of it, the nerve would have shot all the way down from my thumb all the way up my arm. So I'm very lucky that it's clinging on by a thread, but within this thread that's clinging on, there are hundreds of strands sprouting out of this little tiny slice. And if I could, I'll show you. You can't see much of it, and like I said, I am being a bit of a wuss here, but you can see like a little tiny ball. You can't really see that well. There you go. So look underneath my thumb, in the middle, to the right. So just there. There's that little tiny ball under the skin. Now you may think, oh, what's he moaning about? It's only a little ball under his skin. But that ball, every time I grab something, I get electric shocks in my hand. I've had to change my job because of this. It's been a huge hindrance on my and I think if it was anywhere else, if it was on the top of my hand, it would be fine. But it's not. It's 'cause it's on the inside of my hand, and it affects my everyday life. I mean, I have to wear a bandage on it every day just to cover the numbness, just to mask it, because it's so uncomfortable. But yeah, so tomorrow, what's going to happen is the guy's going to numb my arm. Unfortunately, I will be awake through the process, but my arm will be numb. I know they've got nerve blocker, and you know, I know that works. I've heard that works quite well. I've even spoke to Aaron Ralston, the guy who cut his arm off when he was stuck between the rock, just to get some advice. Now it's nowhere near as bad as what he's had to do. So I'm grateful I don't have to cut my own arm off or anything like that. It is just a little procedure, and I'm not going to feel a thing. But it's going to be an interesting procedure, I think. I'm curious to see how it heals. So just so you know what's going to happen tomorrow, they're going to remove this ball, so they'll cut through here and cut through there, take that chunk of nerve out, then fortunately for me, some guy who's donated his nerves and organs to science, unfortunately he's dead, which makes this whole thing even more interesting. His nerve is getting put into my thumb, so just so you know, this is just the casing for a nerve. So it's cleaned out, there's no risk of contamination or anything. Fingers crossed there's no risk of contamination. And this is going to be the casing for my nerves. So they're going to put this little strand of nerve in, and then all the hundreds of hairs of nerves are going to grow through that, and hopefully I'll regain most feeling in my thumb. They think, at the moment, it's 3 out of 10 feeling, which is weird. I'd rather not feel it at all. But he reckons he can get to about 7 or 8. So I don't know about that, but science is an amazing thing, and I won't know the outcome until later on next year. It can take a year or two to heal. But I'll make sure I keep you guys up to date with the healing process, because there's not many videos about this online, and the only videos that are about this online are like quite big surgeries, like, you know, for their faces and for their arms and their chests and stuff. I mean, these are really serious operations. This is just a minor operation. So I thought this would be interesting. It's a little procedure, and you guys get to see how it heals, and you know, if anyone's going through the same thing as me, it can put your mind at ease, hopefully. Just so you know, if you are in the same situation as me, it is a scary situation, but you know, I am grateful that it's not worse, and that they're actually doing something to help me here. I mean, you know, you really appreciate a little thing like your thumb after having something like that happen to it. So yeah, tomorrow's the surgery, tomorrow morning. So I'll try and get, I don't know, clip it off the surgeon and see if he can say some words on how the procedure goes, and yeah, I'll try and keep you guys up to date on what happens in the healing process. But yeah, that's my video, and sorry if I'm a bit rubbish at this. I've never done anything like this before, so you have to just bear with me. But I hope this helps. Keep up to date if you want to see more. So yeah, I'll try and link all the videos together at some point. But thanks for watching. Take it easy.